Are we live? Yes! Yes, we're live. What's going on, guys? John here for the Full-Time Devils live reaction review of the Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur game. Held at Wembley, the game has ended 1-0. Thanks to David De Gea. Obviously, Rashford with the goal, but thanks to David De Gea's ungodly performance. What a game. Guys, if you guys watched that game, you must have been on the edge of your seat from the first to the 90th because that was an excellent game. The saves, the goals, the battles in midfield, the battles across the pitch, every single aspect about that game was a game of top quality from both sides. I mean, when was the last time we saw a game like that where it was just end to end? That was just so stressful, but in the most positive way possible. I mean, 6 wins in a row for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United, which is excellent news overall, but nonetheless, the way Manchester United grinded out that victory against an excellent Tottenham Hotspur side, how much better can this get? I mean, this is what it means to be a Manchester United fan, and this is what it means to play the Manchester United way. It was just such an excellent game from the first to the 90th, guys. What a performance. Manchester United started off the game very well. I thought we really took it to them, especially in that first half. Really not allowing Tottenham Hotspur to be the ones getting the front foot. I thought Manchester United played very well in terms of the perfect level of aggression. Mike Fielding and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doing excellently in terms of lining up that front three. I thought Marcus Rashford, Lingard, and Martial was the perfect way to go. I was a bit nervous that they were going to bring on Lukaku into the starting 11, and I think that's exactly what would have probably killed the rhythm in terms of the amount of intensity, in terms of the amount of pace going forward, the quick transitions on the breaks, and starting a front three like Lingard, Rashford, and Martial is precisely what we needed to get the counter-attacking rhythm, to get the forward momentum going on the transition, and that's exactly what happened. Granted, it didn't produce a goal as much as we'd liked. Nonetheless, I thought that was exactly what we needed in terms of going forward. The midfield, Herrera, Matic, and Pogba. What a performance from all three of them. Matic was sort of in the back, solidly, quietly orchestrating. And to be honest, guys, I got to put my hands up. You guys know me. I've been roasting Matic from the start of the season. And granted, it wasn't really Matic's fault in the sense that Jose Mourinho really overused Matic, just kind of like how he pretty much wore out Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But nevertheless, Matic has been doing well since Ole's arrival, and Matic had a great game today too. It was sort of quiet in the back, orchestrating the rhythm, the transition from the initial third to the middle. But I have to give massive shout outs to Herrera and Pogba. I mean, I thought they really fought, grinded that out. You guys know the quality of Eriksen, Dele Alli, Son Heung-min, and Harry Kane. When they're on the ball, when they're really just like kicking things off with their rhythm and their one-touch movement, you know how lethal they can get. But I thought they did so well in terms of really fighting it out in the middle of the park. I have a stat that I pulled up here from Statman Dave. He gave me something here to look at. Pogba's game today, second most final third passes, most take-ons completed, most shots on target, most chances created with 1 assist. Pogba's game was phenomenal today, and Herrera, excellent as well. And in the back line, you got to give credit to all of them. You know, you guys know how much I roast Ashley Young and Phil Jones, but do we have to give credits to freaking Victor Lindelof? Did so well in the back. Really gave Harry Kane a hell of a time in terms of denying him the space, the time, the effort. I thought Lindelof was excellent in the back, but my God, David freaking De Gea, the GOAT. How many saves, time after time? Was that like 11 saves, 12 saves? I don't even know the stat, but you don't even need to know the stats to know how excellent David De Gea was today. World class, the number 1 goalkeeper in the world. Don't at me. I don't care what fan you are, who you are. David De Gea is the number 1 keeper in the world right now. No questions asked, because those saves time after time. Oh my God. It was David De Gea who kept us in this game, and it was David De Gea's clean sheet that really got us the victory that we deserved, because we fought tooth and nail for that result. What a game. Before we go into a little bit more details, I want to get into the comments for a second here. Oh. Kip Coates Chug says, De Gea, the Great Wall. Forget about Trump's shenanigans. David De Gea was impenetrable on his day. You cannot stop David De Gea. And, you know, to be honest, since Ole's arrival, I was the one thing that wasn't, I guess, maybe something that I could pick off at was David De Gea's not awarding David De Gea with clean sheets, rather. I mean, we were playing very well. We were scoring goals, but we were always conceding that one goal that denied David De Gea the clean sheet. And you can see the sense of frustration amongst the defenders, and especially amongst David De Gea after the result. Because as much as we got the result, as much as we got the 3 points, David De Gea was denied a clean sheet. And you can see clearly it was bothering him on that pitch emotionally, and to get a result like this, to get a clean sheet with those kind of saves against a Tottenham side filled with attacking quality, how much better can it get? I am so happy, I am so relieved to see David De Gea getting that kind of result that he sorely deserves. Let's see. Any other comments here I want to read? Nicholas Matar says, damn, the impenetrable mighty De Gea. Definitely De Gea. David De God De Gea. You guys, David De Gea was an unbelievable presence today on that pitch. But again, guys, we have to give credits to every single player on that pitch. They fought tooth and nail. Every single one out there really fought. And it almost reminded me of a Sir Alex Ferguson type performance where they get that goal and they really stay solid, they stay compact, and they try to look for opportunities on the breaks, and they really, really fought. Every single player on that pitch fought for that result, and it felt so good, guys, to see that kind of result. But look, guys, credits to Tottenham Hotspur. They played excellently. I mean, maybe if they had one step a little bit more forward, if the shot was a bit more closer, they were so close to getting that goal to equalize the game. But it was the quality and the perseverance of Manchester United that denied him that result, and that you have to give credits where it's credits due. I mean, time and time and again this season, I've roasted Phil Jones, I've roasted Ashley Young, I've roasted Victor Lindelof at times. I mean, he's my favorite defensive player at this moment. But look, these players have turned it around. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has really turned this club around from a negative, really just filled with negativity, to hope and positivity. And I think 6 wins on the bounce is important in terms of the stat, but it's the mood, the vibe, the atmosphere amongst the Manchester United fans that's really, really, really giving such good vibes around every single player, person, fan, every person related to Manchester United. The boost, the confidence, the energy that we needed. I mean, as fans sitting there watching this kind of game, many times and again, we've seen 1-0 results with Jose Mourinho, but to see it in this manner, I mean, holy crap, guys. In the first half, like I mentioned, we fought back and forth. It was sort of back and forth in terms of the amount of chances, the amount of battles in midfield. It was really sort of even in many ways. But in the second half, when Tottenham really started kicking things forward, that's when we really saw Manchester United, I guess, pegged back in a sense. We were pretty much defending 11 behind the ball, and we really fought very hard. So many times did Tottenham Hotspur in the final third get into our 18-yard box and just tiki-taka it almost. And I was on the edge of my seat, my balls were shriveling, and I was so scared that they were gonna score. But we did so well in terms of maintaining the right amount of pressure, keeping the composure. I was so happy that Phil Jones wasn't just going to the ground with his head on the floor. I was so glad that Victor Lindelof was such a commanding presence in the back. It was such a relieving performance. Everybody was saying about how this was going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first big test. They were linking Manchester United to the likes of Zidane. They were linking likes to Southgate, to Pochettino, all these managers. But the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is sort of, I guess, keeping all of that noise around him and just focusing on this, and that is what we're seeing. Focused, determined, persevering players, and that's I just cannot tell you guys how exciting and relieved I am to see that. Let's go into the comments one more time just to see what we're going around. Let's see. Ratchet Kemlichi says, "Evasion plus Alright, let's not read that one." Humor Loving Guy says, "We need a Matic replacement ASAP. He was hanging off to dear life." And we do talk about Matic, and like I mentioned, we do roast him from time to time, but he did have a decent performance. Of course, given his age and the surgery, the procedure that he went through, we know that he wasn't going to really, be 100% in terms of his energy from the first to the 90th. But nonetheless, I thought we did very well. We had the right amount of composure, and we weren't going to really bring in another sub of that experience and that caliber like Matic. Now, we had McTominay on the bench, and we didn't really have a Matic-esque player to come in and really calm things down. And I think that's exactly what we needed. But nonetheless, given the squad, given the conditions, I thought we did very, very well. Whew. All this positivity aside, there's one thing that I really wanted to address, and I thought that was Lukaku's presence. Around the 60th, 70th minute, once Tottenham really started kicking things up, I thought we needed to make a switch. I thought we really needed to make something happen to make sure that we try to find a second goal, try to kill this game off. And when Lukaku came on, I really wanted Lukaku to be that forward-most player where if we were sitting back, we were trying to play defensive, we're trying to defend compact with 11 behind the ball. I wanted Lukaku to be that sort of anchor in the forward line so that when Matic won the ball, Herrera, whoever won the ball, if they could find Lukaku, he could be that hold-up player to really sort of hold it down and keep that central defender really touch tight with it so that when the runners came next to him, if Martial came sprinting down, if Lingard or if Rashford came it was a bit disappointing to see his ineffective presence on that pitch. I just didn't see Lukaku contributing to that goal, to that hope, I guess. Whenever the aerial balls came, he rather than try and position himself so that he can win the first ball and bring it down and control it, he was trying so many times to just kind of flick it behind him or trying to connect for an instantaneous sort of a counter-attacking rhythm, which is positive and encouraging, but that's not Lukaku's role. That's not what he needs to do right now, and that's what he shouldn't have done on that pitch when he came on, and he was trying that way too often. He was losing possession time and again, and it was putting a lot of the Manchester United players in jeopardizing conditions, and I felt like Lukaku should have added a little bit more to that pitch because I just didn't like his contribution when he came on. I thought Diogo Dalot really didn't have much time, but he did what he had to do. Who else came on? McTominay also didn't have really much time, but it was the starting 11 players that really killed the game off for me and did their job, and it was so nice to see. Guys, I just want to leave this to you guys. You guys can make sure you guys get in the comment section. Do you guys think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer deserves a contract going forward? Obviously, this is a little bit too early on in the season to still talk about these things, but 6 games on the bounce, his first biggest test against Tottenham, he's gotten the result that everybody wanted in the way that they wanted it. Of course, again, it's still too early to talk about it. I personally don't want that to happen, but who knows? At the end of the season, it might be a different scenario. Guys, get that in the comment section because I really want to see what you guys have to say. Let's get into a few more comments just to see what you guys have to say. Korean friend here, Ma Ung-hye, says, Lukaku has a body of a center back and a feet and brain of a striker. He should use his body more efficiently. And you know, that's exactly my point. Somebody who is very efficient with his strength is Paul Pogba. When an aerial ball comes over his shoulder or, you know, when it comes down, Pogba really fights to ensure that his body, before the ball arrives to his chest or arrives to his head, Pogba fights tooth and nail to make sure that his body shifted in a right position so that when the ball drops, he's able to win the first touch and make the transition quick. Lukaku, on the other hand, doesn't really fight before the ball comes. He's sort of ready to fight as the ball's approaching close to his head. And I think there's a big difference between Pogba's use of physique and Lukaku's use of physique. And I think Lukaku can learn a little bit from Pogba in that sense because Lukaku, at the end of the day, he's a very good player. He's strong on his feet. He's got a hell of a physique about him. Like Lingard says, 99 physical. Like that's exactly what Lukaku should be doing, using his physique to his advantage. And I felt like he didn't do that at all today. 1 or 2 more comments, guys. Let's see what we can see here. Reed Baumgartner says, Jones, even in a clean sheet, proves that he's just not a good defender. You know, he had a decent performance today. I'm not going to say it was an excellent performance, but nonetheless, it was a clean sheet. He did his job alongside Victor Lindelof, who I thought stood out even more than the defenders. Jen Robert Helen says, Pochettino was out-prepared. Ole prepared well. His tactics were nailed, and the first half was crushing. Second half was trickier. I completely agree in that sense. I think unprepared, I just think it was more of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who really did the I guess masterclass of the two. He prepared so that Manchester United weren't going to be pegged from the first minute. He really made sure that we fought till the last 45th minute in that first half, and then made sure that when it came to the second half, we were up with a goal, and that we were able to defend compact and try to get something off of a counterattack. And that's exactly what we did, and that's exactly how we grinded out this tough 1-0 result, and I was so happy to see that. One last comments, guys, before we get out of here. Let's see. John Shaw says, on another day, Spurs take those chances and we lose, but 3 points is 3 points. And you know, if this was a Jose Mourinho style game, perhaps it might have been the case. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to roast Jose Mourinho because I think he deserves his peace now that he's gone. But the mood, the way we played, the way we moved the ball, every single thing about this Manchester United side has been only but positive going forward since Jose Mourinho's departure. And now, of course, we can have a debate about this as long as we can. But nonetheless, what there is there. Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United looks positive, it looks encouraging, and these players look like they want to play for the badge. And what else more can you ask if the fans are excited and if we're getting the results? Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize in advance if I was a little bit too crazy in the beginning of the stream, but I was so hyped. I was super excited. Obviously, you guys can see I've toned down a little bit, but guys, hang tight. I'm sure Chris and Adam are cooking up the fan cams right now as we speak. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you guys get in the comment section below. All 1,900 of you guys, all 2,000 of you guys watching this stream, thank you guys so much for your love and support. As always, guys, stay tuned to Full Time Devils for more. Massive, massive, massive result. Excellent game. Super happy. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. John out.